So it'll either go down as one of the genius moves of WWE in years, or some of the worst. Yes, Dominik Mysterio, the son of Rey Mysterio, the most hated wrestler of the last couple of years, besides MJF and a few others, is the new North American NXT champion. Might as well say North American champion for WWE. He bet Wes Lee on NXT July 18th in a very, very not say a schmoz, but a very interesting match where Rhea Ripley's kayfabe mama hit Wes Lee over the head with her championship belt. Lee felt like a ton of bricks, and there's Mysterio, again, one of the most hated wrestlers in some time. Now, if you ever read Pro Wrestling Illustrated in recent months, they have a list called Most Hated, and it's like you don't even have to throw the list out anymore. Dominik Mysterio, Dominik Mysterio, Dominik Mysterio. Why is he so hated? Well, for obvious reasons. He's had a falling out with his father, Rey Mysterio, probably one of the most over luchador wrestlers in history, because Mysterio goes back to the WCW years, started wrestling at 16. He was one of the best wrestlers in ECW during their, luchador phase and Japanese phase. Now, how it's been set up with the Judgment Day, like they're setting it up, like Damian Priest has Money in the Bank, Finn Balor is chasing after Seth Rollins, and I'd rather see Finn Balor champion than Seth Rollins. I've never liked Seth Rollins because it's not wrestling, that's just, a cackle. But how it was set up is like good storytelling. Now, whoever came up with this idea, was it Shawn Michaels, who I don't like very much because he's an idiot to what he's done to Canada over the years, but it makes a lot of sense. If Wesley's going to move up to the main roster, which is possible, he can do what he wants. Now, the match itself, I think it's around 15 or 20 minutes, and it wasn't like a class you could see. Now, according to What Culture came out this morning, Wes Lee was the longest reigning North American champion ever, and in their estimation, the best. I'm not a big fan of NXT, and I tell you why. I like the old NXT when Sami Zayn was there and Bo Dallas and all that. And but will this lead into a more interesting SmackDown this week? Are you going to see more belts go on the Judgment Day? So the ideal situation is just like a kind of a new version of the Four Horsemen. All the members are going to have a belt. It's one way or another. So it's going to be interesting and it plays out. Will they finally take it off Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag team belt is yet to be determined. Now, what I want you to understand, there's an impact of it going on in Canada as well. You're seeing more and more wrestling federations, especially New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PI, that are either drawing bigger shows. Last year, I went to 3 major shows involving 3 different federations in the Maritimes. In the late 2000s, early 2010s, you couldn't draw 50 to 100 people at shows like this. Capital City Wrestling had about 700. Nord Pro in Woodstock had about 500-600, and the other federation in Nakwik, kind of a side Nord Pro, got about 400 or 500 people. You're seeing a total increase because of AEW, what's going on with WWF. Vince McMahon getting fired and coming back is drawing a lot of interest amongst regular fans. And this is a golden time for Canadian wrestling because AEW has been showing wrestlers on and off. Rennie Dupree is still wrestling every once in a while. LuFisto, despite the concussion, she basically has been the queen of wrestling, and having her is encouraging other female wrestlers and, lesbian, non-binary, gender fluid wrestlers to be involved. So in July 2023, we're in a new glory time. This is similar where WCW in 97, you had WWE starting to improve. You're going to see wrestling take a new thing. And Dominik Mysterio getting a belt. He's not the best wrestler in the world, but the lineage is there. The evil son, like the son of Rey. Now, it would be perfect if you take on Rey and Rey would take the belt off. I think that's what's going to be happening down the road. Can you imagine the pop when Rey Mysterio would take the belt off and he said, well, I can't hold it. I'll give it back to NXT. That's probably what could be happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a chance, watch the highlights from last night. And like I said, a reaction of the fans, you couldn't believe it. And I still can't believe it because to jump off the cliff, you have to jump off the cliff. And either you're going to hit the rocks or hit the water. Thanks for listening. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe.